What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, here on Industry Talk, and welcome to Primetime Pop, the hottest information resource outlet for all things entertainment. Breaking news, celebrity interviews, and the hot topics of the day. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms. Our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it, we're on it. Just Google us. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Yes, indeed, beautiful people. We are here. We are here with Miss Shayy Winn. Is that Shay over there? Am I looking at Shayy
Hi.
Winn? What's going on, Shay? How you doing, beautiful lady? What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh man, I'm happy to be 6 feet up and not 6 feet under. I mean, I might not look as good as I might not look as good as you, but I'm working with a little something, something. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Look, I'm gonna do something right quick while I got you on here, and because I always talk to our audience,
Mm,
um, and of course, it's about some of the things that I'm interested in. So before we get into our conversation and jump into what we got going on, I always want folks to be reminded to go get this book by John Hope Bryant, The Memo. That's one of the financial literacy books that I want to encourage folks to go research and find and pick up. Uh, Free Ricky Ross, The Untold Autobiography. All right, at www.freewayRickyRoss.com. 21 Keys of Success, also by Freeway Ricky Ross. 21 Keys of Success, www.freewayRickyRoss.com. Of course, my sister, Tiffany Gaines, The Shared Success Blueprint. Great book on how to manage business and kind of get your life in order. And of course, we're gonna close out with two more books. Another one by John Hope Bryant, Up from Nothing. All right. And the one that I'm reading currently, and when I finish reading this book, I'll jump into my other one by John Hope Bryant, Financial Literacy for All by John Hope Bryant. Now, we're gonna talk a little bit about that financial literacy piece because you are an artist, and not only are you an artist, you're an artist that hit a major platform. You were
yeah.
exposed on a major platform. Okay, and I'm going to start with that because I got some reservations about a couple of things, and I'm going to see if you can answer these questions for me. But 2017, Shayy
Yes.
Winn, um, American Idol, right?
Yes. Wait.
Give me a little
Actually,
background on
2019. It was 2019.
2019. We did the
Yeah.
auditions in 2017, right?
So no, the season is 17. So season
Oh, it was
17,
season 17.
year
Season
2019.
17,
Yeah.
2019 was the okay. My
I had to
apologies. Let
think
me get it
about it
right.
because that's the same year I graduated. So
Right. Let me get it right. Okay. Let me get it right. Season 17, 2019, American
Mhm.
Idol, Shayy Winn took the world by storm, walked up into the audition room, and blew the socks off with an Andra Day cover. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Um, you remember the song?
I do.
Do you? Can you
I
give me a
do.
little bit of it? Can you give me a
I
little
don't
bit of
have
it?
a voice.
You did say you were a horse, but
I
I don't
got
care.
yes. I got sick over my birthday. I have
You
no
got sick
voice.
over your birthday? Okay, we ain't gonna stress you. We ain't gonna sit there and hurt your vocal cords. But let's go into this. How was that? How was that getting that opportunity to participate on American Idol?
It was oh gosh, it was an experience that I would not take back, like trade it for the world. It was honestly, it was amazing. It was one of the best experiences that I could ever think of even having. And I was so grateful that I even got that opportunity because I know that there's a lot of people who haven't gotten that same opportunity before. So I absolutely loved it. I enjoyed it.
So how did that come about? I mean, how did you get that opportunity? I mean, what encouraged you, or what was it that motivated you to be like, I'm gonna do it?
Surprisingly, it was actually so in like the seventh grade, my great grandfather actually told me that I was gonna be on the show. I laughed at him because I thought he was funny. I actually never imagined myself being on one of the shows. Then it was high school. I was in high school, senior year in high school, and the tour bus made their announcement maybe like the summer before the school year even started that they were coming through Richmond. And I was like, oh snap. So all of my friends, we're like, oh snap, the tour bus is coming through. We all should audition. So we all signed up, as far as I knew, to audition. When it was time to actually go
You
to the
dropped out,
audition,
Shay.
I was the
I'm not
only
sure
one.
what happened. We lagged out.
Oh, am I back now? Can you hear me?
There you go. There you go. There you go.
You can hear me
We're
now?
good. Oh, the picture. I was hearing you fine, but the picture dropped out. Yeah,
Oh,
but we're
I don't
good.
know what's
We're
happening.
good.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I was the only one that showed up to the audition.
You're kidding.
So
So
no,
you were
out of
instant
my friends,
shoe in.
yeah, out of all my friends, I was the only one that showed up to the auditions. So then, well, not like as a whole, because you still have other people in the city that showed up. But
Correct. Correct.
um, and then at that point, I actually was gonna turn around and not do it. But my mom was like, I filled out the paperwork, and it was a lot of paperwork. You're going, and I was like, okay, I guess I am auditioning then.
Yeah.
So
Good
then I
stuff.
auditioned, and then the rest is history.
Well, there's a little bit more to it than that. Lionel Richie stood up, came and gave you a big old hug and kissed you on the forehead, talking about, oh, you got me crying and all kinds of stuff. He was just
That
so
he did.
emotional. I believe Lionel Richie. I believed Lionel Richie. You know,
That he.
you made it through. You went to Hawaii. You went. You got an opportunity to sing on stage. They brought you back. You know, I think they
Mm.
brought you back for a reason. They knew they messed up, but at the same time, because you were the people's champ. Don't lie, you were the people's champ, and it's not because of what you've gone through. And we're going to get into that in just a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because most high schoolers at your age that have gone through what you've gone through would have quit. Like they would have. I mean, it's like this is the end of my life, but you didn't. So Lionel Richie actually said, "We're going to do whatever it takes to get you where you need to be. I'm in your corner." So was Lionel really in your corner? Nah, don't
I
look at
think
mom. Don't be like, tell me the truth. Tell me the truth,
mom is.
Shay. Was
I would say that while I was on the show, they were. But once the show is over, the contract ends. So
Mhm. Okay.
ties are kind of done with at that point.
Okay. So you're giving me the politically correct answer. I understand. You don't want to burn any bridges in the industry. I get it. I understand. So let's go back a little bit. All right.
Mhm.
Before American Idol. And a lot of people that may not have seen you on American Idol don't know that you are blind.
I am.
Yes.
I am.
So
I am
this,
blind.
yes, you're legally blind, and this happened your senior year in high school,
So actually, it happened my junior year. So literally,
junior
right at the
year,
beginning of junior
right at the
year. And
beginning. Okay, and you experienced or you found out that you had a tumor, right?
yes.
So give me the background on her, your friend.
Okay. So, um, it was my junior year of high school. I had just started, and it was probably like 2 weeks, just about into the school year. And I
Okay.
start to notice, things not looking like they normally look. Things getting a little blurry here.
Hmm.
It's taking me a little bit longer to read stuff, and I used to write my notes and things at school with a pen. So I used to write it in an ink pen in cursive because that was just how I was comfortable writing, and I like neat notes. So I noticed I'm not being able to read it anymore. So I'm like, okay, mom, something's not quite right here. So I went to the eye doctor, got my eyes tested same day, had this like massive headache and couldn't figure out why, but I thought maybe it was because I was straining too much with my eyes. And turns out it was the brain tumor, which we ended up finding out on the trip to the hospital.
Okay.
uh,
And then next steps. You find out you have a brain tumor, and then how does that
mhm.
brain tumor affect your vision?
So my brain tumor is it's called an epidermoid cyst, which is skin tissue in the wrong place. And somehow the skin tissue made its way up into my brain. And in your brain you have ventricles which help your spinal fluid come from the front of your brain to the rest of your body. So near my third ventricle is where my tumor is sitting. So she grew there, and in her growing, yes, she's benign, but in her growing, she ended up blocking the drain that your spinal fluid drains through. Um, and when she blocked that drain, she caused it all to get trapped into my head, kind of making it into like a water balloon in a way in there. And all of the pressure, basically, because the nerves, your optic nerves, are attached to your brain. So all of the pressure that was accumulating in my brain caused everything to swell. So the blindness came from my optic nerve swelling.
Okay. So you should
Mhm.
have been a doctor the way that you just explained that to me. Or someone has definitely got you well versed in exactly what is going on with you.
Yeah, we had because the doctors were speaking doctor language, so it didn't make sense at first.
Right. Right.
But I
Right.
had a friend whose older brother was in medical school.
Okay.
So in him being in medical school, he was able to tell me or explain it to me in a way that made sense to me and
Gotcha.
my mom, outside of the doctor terminology that they use.
Yeah, because you explained it to me and I got it. I mean, like I outside of knowing a little bit about your story, well, I don't know a lot about your story, but you explaining it that way gives me some
Mhm.
insight into, what you're experiencing. So is that painful? Or I mean, because you said you had migraines and things of that nature. And of
So it
course, losing
varied.
your vision at your junior year, losing vision junior year, going into your senior year, that also had to be devastating.
Yeah, that was tough. I will say the symptoms vary from person to person. So
Okay.
with hydrocephalus, that's the terminology for too much fluid in the brain. So hydrocephalus, usually a lot of people will have seizures, vomiting, headaches, all types of things. And blindness is usually one of the last things that occurs. But
Wow.
for me, it was the
It went
first.
straight to it. It was
So it's different. I didn't have the vomiting or the seizures, and I only had the one massive headache. So I didn't get much warning that she was up there ahead of time. Um, but it's all good because she's calmed down, she's relaxed since. um, but the losing your vision in junior year, I think that it was tough in the beginning, but I actually think that the bigger piece of it was tougher more so for everyone around me because it was also an adjustment not just for me, but for them as well.
I would imagine so because you're a superstar, you're a prima donna, you like things a certain way, you're very, high maintenance, high. I'm looking at you right now. You're looking like a glamour girl. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Oh,
I
thank you.
appreciate you coming on looking all beautiful and stuff. So I could just imagine, okay, I'm losing my vision. I'm a junior in high school. I know I'm a phenomenon. Somebody's got to be time on task with everything with me. And just so happened, who does that fall on? Please tell.
I'm sorry, it cut out.
Can you hear
Hello?
me?
Yes, I can hear you now. It cut out for a
Can you
moment.
hear me, Shay?
Yes, I can hear you. It cut
Uh-oh,
out
she
for a
froze up.
moment.
I'm gonna give it a second, Shay, because I want to know who is that individual that's behind the scenes, that's with you and for you. You with me, Shay?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Here we go.
Uh-oh. I can't hear him anymore.
Can't hear him.
Mm-mm.
It's not your phone, is it? I can't even text him. What do you have?
We're back. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Good.
Can you hear
Dealing with
me?
internet connection. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
We're dealing with a little bit of internet connection, but we're okay. Don't get nervous. There's nothing on here that you can mess up. This is us. This is us. Um, but what I was asking you was the behind the scenes person. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? The behind the scenes people that are there in your corner. Please give us a little background on who that is.
So through the process, I can say my mom was definitely there. She was actually the one that
That's right.
took me to the eye appointment and then was there when we first got the news that I had to have brain surgery. And she was the one that actually drove me to the ER. And my dad was there too. My my best friend was actually in my room, in the emergency room, hanging off the bed. My mom has the picture. We're trying to. She has us. We're squeezed in this little bed, and she's hanging off the bed sleeping, because she stayed there till I think it was like 5 in the morning until they took me to the first MRI, because in the beginning they actually couldn't find the tumor. They didn't know it was a tumor. When I went to the ER in the beginning, they couldn't figure it out because this it didn't show up on a CT scan,
Okay.
and obviously, it's not something that you can see from doing the follow my finger test. Um, so they had to give me an MRI. So she stayed and she waited until I had the MRI. So
So
that was
you just mentioned something. You had brain surgery?
yeah. I
They
definitely
opened up your cranium. They and
did.
went
That they
in.
did and did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And how how was the recovery time on that? What was the recovery time on that? Because
Um.
I know that had to be um tragic, traumatic, painful, all of the above. Some things you might not want to talk about, but eh, come on. You're a junior in high school, a senior in
Yeah.
high school,
Yeah.
and you're having to face this.
So it wasn't quite as bad because I'll explain. So when we first got to the ER, they had gotten the messages from the eye doctor that I went to. So the eye doctor was actually the one that saw them both of my optic nerves were swollen. And she was the one that said, since both are swollen, that means it's a brain problem. You need to go to the ER now. And I'm like, okay. So me and mom get up, we drive to the ER, and she sends the paperwork over. They see what's going on. They understand that I have which the swelling of the optic nerves is called papilledema. So they understand that. So they're doing all these eye tests. So like I said, the follow my finger test. Um, and then they take me to a CT scan with contrast. They don't see anything. So they're like, we're trying to figure it out. They take me, like I said, to finally to the MRI, and that's when they find it. And they're like, "Oh, we need to go to emergency brain surgery right now." And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Wow.
slow down!" Like I had to literally say that.
Yeah.
I was like, "We need to take a slow down." I said, "Whoa," because
Really slow
this is
down.
my
Yeah.
first time being in the hospital, and y'all talking about I had to have brain
Brain
surgery.
surgery.
Relax. Let's relax, please. So he starts to ask me questions like, okay, well, are you having seizures? Are you vomiting? Are you having headaches? I said I had one headache. And he said, and the vision loss was the only other symptom. I was like, pretty much. He was like,
Yeah.
oh. He was like, okay, we might have some more time before we go in there blindly. So I'm like, that sounds better. I like the sound of that. Let's figure some things
Let's
out first.
let's figure some. Yes, right.
So then
Okay.
they figured out how to get to it in the like with the endoscope. Um, and they made an incision like a hook. So from the middle and then around to the side of my hairline on this side, so that they didn't have to
Okay.
cut my hair because I had just big chopped like the year before that and I had just grown my hair back. So I was begging him not to cut it off. I was absolutely begging him not to cut my hair off. So he made the hook through my
Right.
hair and they went in that way and they got half of her out. The other half is still up there. Um, and they made an extra incision, so another hole just in case she grows again and she blocks the first hole, everything can still move as normal through the second.
It'll
Um,
flow. Okay, it'll still
mhm.
flow.
So
Okay.
yeah, it was
All right.
recovery time wasn't super bad. It wasn't I wouldn't say it was that long either. And it wasn't really that painful either. I guess the most pain I was probably in was when I woke up, like after
Right.
surgery, waking up. But once they gave me the medicine, I was fine. You didn't really feel it much. I didn't really know it was even an incision there, besides the fact that I had staples there.
Gotcha.
So it
Gotcha.
wasn't really that
Okay.
bad. And I can't really
Mhm.
say exactly how long it was because I was not focused on that. My focus was definitely elsewhere during that time.
I, I I got you. So let me ask you this then.
Mhm,
The You already knew how to read and write.
mhm,
You say you're writing in cursive. You're meticulous about your notes, the whole nine
mhm.
yards.
Yeah.
Now you have to learn or relearn or not relearn, but learn how to read Braille.
Yeah.
So
That
now you're multilingual. You're bilingual. You can speak English. Isn't that what they call it? I mean, when you can do multiple languages, I mean, you know, you can read Braille and
I,
you can speak English. I
I
mean,
think so, but I don't think they
can
consider
you,
Braille a language.
what would they consider it? I mean, I can't read Braille.
I
I
think
can
they just
try as hard as I want.
I think they just consider it a form of writing, like how people do
Uh-huh.
cursive or anything
Gotcha.
like that. Because it's the same. Like you would, it would be read the same way that you read it.
Read it.
And it,
Okay. So
yeah.
is not this might be me being um a crazy fool or something or just stupid, but is Spanish Braille and English Braille the same? I mean, can you understand both or is it just one universal Braille?
So it's like one pretty universal Braille, but like different countries that do have other languages, it might have certain accents. They will have extra. They have certain
Gotcha.
things so that you know what it is, but it's just one real broad
Okay.
extra thing. So like I
It's the
could have a
universal.
pen
It's
pal
the universal.
in Spain. Yeah, I could have a pen pal
Yeah.
in Spain and it wouldn't be too different. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And then how difficult was it for you to learn Braille? And what was the name of the academy or institute that you attended to undertake that learning process?
So I actually started reading Braille in high school or learning to read Braille in high school.
Okay.
My TV, so I had a what's called a TVI come to my school and they would walk around with me all day. And they would
Okay.
braille my assignments and things like that and teach me to read braille and things like that. The most difficult part about
Hmm.
learning braille was honestly getting over your own ego and your own pride is the hardest part
Gotcha.
of learning braille because you have to literally start from like the beginning where it's like this is A, this is B, and then you have to put it
Uh-huh.
together. Or this is C, this is A, and this is T. What does that spell? At cat. Like you literally are doing it like that,
Right.
and that was the most frustrating part about it because it
Yeah,
was
you
like
had to
I'm not
relearn everything, the
basic.
alphabet and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was like to in my mind, it's like I wasn't stupid. So why do I have to learn it this way? Why is it taking me so long to get this? I'm a junior in high school. I know how to read. So that was the biggest thing for me was honestly getting over myself and just letting go and just learning it.
Right. Right.
Oh, and you
Are you
said
there?
where? Yeah, and no, I said where. I learned it in high school, and then I guess you could say I got more fluent in it when I went to the Virginia Department for the Blind and Vision Impaired. They
Okay,
helped me
Virginia
become more
Department for.
the
Okay,
blind and
and
visually
now
impaired.
speaking of locations, where are you located at right now? You're in North Carolina, yes?
No, I'm in Virginia.
You're in Virginia. Virginia, which
Yeah.
part of Virginia?
So I'm in Chesterfield. I'm in Chesterfield,
Okay,
Virginia.
Chesterfield. Oh,
Hmm.
okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Um, let's switch gears right quick because you are a phenomenal talent. You have a
Thank
great
you.
voice. You're an awesome singer,
Oh,
awesome
thank
performer. And I'm not just trying to blow smoke. This is
you.
real stuff. This is real spiel. But where does you having some kind of what is it? I want to say it right. Um, the orchestra, not the orchestra, but the what's the singers? I forget the names. The opera. Can you were you you studied opera or you have an opera background? What's going on with that?
So not really. I actually so in high school, well here where I live, the high schools have what's called specialty centers.
Okay.
And I went to the specialty center for performing arts. So if you get into these specialty centers, that's what you so you have your regular classes, but then like all of
Right.
your elective classes are selected because you're studying this particular topic that you got in for. So I
Gotcha.
was
I
voice.
gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha.
so I was always doing voice. So being in the choir, taking music theory, doing the theater musicals and things like that. So
So
that's what
you're not just a fly by night. This has been ingrained in you. You are
I
like
yeah.
you've studied this. You've studied the arts. You studied liberal arts. You studied music composition. You know
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
You like jumped wholeheartedly into it. Yes.
Yes, I did. It got a
Okay.
little tricky though once everything happened because
Hmm.
for the specialty center you have to audition, and that's where I was saying earlier. Like my focus was not on the timeline of everything that was going on with my brain surgery and everything like it should have been. I was more
Right.
focused on will I be able to go back to school? Because how will I learn music theory if I can't see it? I didn't know anything about that with the sight singing and things like that. And at the time, I was the lead role in the school's musical that we were having. So that was the biggest concern for me. It was like, will I still have my role when I get back to school?
Right. Gotcha. That's a
High school
that's a
was
major concern. I'm so focused on this, but I just had brain surgery. Yeah, you're right, Shay. That's
tough.
your
Yeah,
priorities were definitely in the right place. Now,
yeah,
but I could
high
see
school
how,
was
yeah, I can see how you wanting to motivate yourself to actually get beyond actually probably helped you because
Oh,
you
it
weren't
sure did.
focused on, yeah, you weren't focused on what was going on. You were focused on where you're trying to get to. And that's
Yeah,
beautiful in itself.
completely. I could say that it could have turned out completely different if I didn't have necessarily that role because um in the play that we were doing, it was Aida, and I was Aida, which is this
You
Nubian princess who is fiery. She has a fire in her, and she's very strong character. And I was like, okay, so if I was able to get that role, that says something about me as a person. If I'm able to play this role enough that they decided to pick me for it. Because at my school, they weren't just picking you because you had the voice. You have to have the acting capabilities to fulfill this character. And they were good at making sure that the people that played certain characters genuinely matched that character. So I was like, okay, well, if they picked me for this role, then that says something about me. So for most of the recovery period that we were talking about, I was sitting in the bed, staple still in, and my mom and I are going through the lines. I had all of my lines and my co-star's lines memorized by the time I got out
okay.
of that hospital and those
Right.
songs. And I had
Awesome.
13 songs with 22 scenes. That was my focus all the way.
Wow. Okay. Speaking of
Mm.
songs, speaking of songs, um, Addicted, Crazy, D&D, Energy. Those are
Hmm.
some of your old joints. Those are some of your old joints. And I'm telling you, they're classics, right? And you
Thank
said
you.
Fiery Spirit. You said Fiery Spirit. So I remember the cover of D&D and Energy. You had the storm colored hair. Your eyes were electricity. You had the energy force around you. What inspired that with D&D Energy when you dropped those releases? Talk to us about that and some of your past music.
Okay, so Addicted and Crazy, those are my first babies that I released. And I will always love them. D and Energy was a little different though. Those were the first ones where I actually was able to have more creative freedom
Okay.
and be more free with it.
Mhm.
So the inspiration for D was actually COVID, because that's how we got to put your. It was actually COVID and my best friend. So my best friend has this really bad habit of putting her phone on and just leaving it there. And I was one day it was we were having a conversation and I was like, "Bro, your phone is always on D. Like, do you ever take it off?" And her mom was like saying the same thing. Like, how you go if I had an emergency, I can't call you because your phone is on D. Um, so she was laughing and we were all laughing. And then we heard the beat. And then we were like, wait a minute. So put your phone on D. Yeah, it was like, okay, we could do that. And then when we had to take the mask off your face for COVID too. So yeah, it was D was more so inspired by just like a COVID romance type of thing. And Energy was actually inspired by like the friendships and things and going through changes of having the brain surgery and idol being around people. So a lot of things transpired post idol, like friends were no longer friends because of jealousy. You had um, because of the vision loss and the brain surgery and things, of course, it has an effect on your memories and things like that. I had friends from or people that I knew in my past come and try to remind me of stories, but were telling me their version of the stories when I had other people, like my sister who was there, would tell me that that's not how it happened, etc. Uh oh. Mm-hmm. I'm. Mm-hmm. Like it just went to one panel.
It's on a different screen.
Mm-mm. Like it's just me here. Like before, there was a like my picture was over there and his was like black over here, but then it went away.
I'm back. I'm back.
Hey.
I'm back. I'm back. But you know, you're still alive, just so you know.
Oh, we were trying to figure it
No,
out.
you're
We were
you
like,
you yeah, you're good. I don't know what's going on with the internet connection, but we're still going. And I'm glad you didn't hang up on me because I don't know why I'm dealing with this because you're giving me such great content. Um, and we're still good to go. Um, So you gave a breakdown, and then I dropped out on when you were talking about your music, but I
mm,
did capture it. It is captured, so we're good there. Can you hear me loud and clear now? Are we
yes,
back good to go? Okay.
yeah,
So let's move into some recent stuff. Angel of Attention, right?
yes,
That's your new single that you're pushing right now. You had the opportunity to get down into your home country in Antigua, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's where your family's from. You left
Hmm.
your babuski at home. You told him to stay home, so you could go down there and be with all the good-looking island men. I get it, but you shot you guys shot a great video,
Thank you.
and your mom, I'm sorry, your business manager sent
She's
the
my momager.
yeah, your momager sent the video over to me to take a look. And like I said, I'm so used to seeing 17-year-old Shayy Winn.
Yeah, no, she ain't
And
17
I
no more.
and damn it, boy, when I saw this video, I said, man, I ain't never seen Shay. I'm talking sexy, seductive, sultry, sensual, still voice, elegant, everything, all of the components. But it threw me off because I just never thought I would ever see that much skin from Shay. I mean, but so tell me, what
Yeah.
was the transition and what encouraged you to step outside of your normal box? And I'm not saying that that's not your normal box because it may be. I could be wrong. You might have a little, what I'm saying. But what convinced you to want to display that to the world, that side of Shay, like that
Yeah.
spice, that sexy, that you know.
Well, because that's always been a part of me, and I felt
Okay,
like that part was getting left out of the
right,
image that I had
right,
from that, and I
right.
was like, I don't want to be stuck at 17 anymore because I did feel like I was getting stuck at 17. Everybody thought I was still 17 for a
Gotcha,
good minute.
gotcha.
So I was like, I don't want to get stuck at 17 anymore.
Well,
So
you definitely
why
wasn't
not just embrace
17, angel of attention. You definitely were not
it?
17. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, please continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. So yeah, it was just I didn't want to be stuck at 17 anymore, so I stepped out and I was going, well, I was already over there. I was going over there again. So
Right,
I was like,
right.
why not just have fun with it? Just make it something fun. So it's not
And it was carnival time at the time, right? It was carnival
it
time.
was it was it that was my first time at Carnival. So yeah. I
Yeah,
had
and
never
all that
been
skin you were showing, you fit right in.
no, they were showing more. They had me beat for sure. Oh man, definitely had me beat with that one.
You,
But
you, we breaking out. That internet connection is going in and out again. I'm gonna wait till it cures up, until I can see you on screen. But because I want to see your reaction. I gotta get your reaction. Might drop out on me again, Shay. Hold on a second.
uh
Mm-mm-mm.
oh,
I'm back.
welcome back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know if you were hearing me when I was talking because I don't know what the buffering is that's going on with this thing right now. Like I said, it's
Mm.
always going to be something with me and this technical stuff. Nothing wants to go right for me, and this was a great interview up to far. And for some odd reason, my internet or whatever the case is happening, it wants to be thrown off. But it will not discourage me. It will not, because I want to get all the juice. I want to get all the good content I can get out of Miss Shayy Winn. Because unlike Lionel Richie, I'm with you till the end.
Thank you.
Okay. So so yes, let's talk about Angel of Attention.
Hmm.
And I was talking about you going down to Antigua, carnival time, shooting the
Yeah.
music video, all these beautiful people walking around the street half naked, you know what I mean, winding up, and Shayy Winn right there with them doing the music video. You know what I'm saying? In her little this, that, and the
I
other. So
actually I actually avoided the carnival crowd to film because I wanted it to be
okay,
more secluded and quiet.
right, right.
Because the
Well,
carnival crowd is crazy.
I understand, but that's not what I was talking about. I saw the video, but you went to Carnival.
I did. And that I did. I
Yes,
did.
you did. You were walking the streets of Carnival. So come on, how was that? You said that was your first experience of Carnival down there. So how was that for you?
I loved it. It was fun. The music was
Uh,
fun. I
uh,
don't think I've ever heard so much soca music in my life. Like I've heard soca music over my life, but at one time for like it was about 2 straight weeks. Just
that's
straight
right, constant
soca.
across the
so
board.
so it
Yeah,
was fun to see all the different concerts they had with the different performers coming in from other Caribbean islands, and
yeah.
it was awesome. I thought it was really cool, and of course, my favorite part was the food. I love the food over there.
Well,
I had I,
hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Because before we jumped onto the live, you ain't say nothing about no food. You was telling me about the little island men that was trying to,
no,
you know what I
no,
mean, make friends
no.
with Shayy Winn. I mean, I want to know about the island man. You know what I mean? That's what I
They
want to know
try to
about.
make friends with everybody. I since my family is from there, I I I stay away because I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Might be
Yeah,
my
you
cousin.
know. You
Don't
definitely
know.
know. Yes,
so
indeed. Oh man, that is awesome. And of course, the entire family went down, had a good time. Yes.
yes, they did. They
So
did.
tell me
They always do.
tell me how that song came about. Tell me who's in production with it, with you on that, and how that whole thing came about.
Okay, so it all started. I don't even remember what year. Was it 2 years ago? How long Grandpa been gone?
2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, just about 2 years. So my okay, I'm gonna try to tell the story without getting emotional. So my grandfather was sick, and he was in between medications. He was on a trial for a medicine, and he was in between, and he wanted to go home. He's from Antigua. He was born in Montserrat, raised in Antigua. So I had been over my life plenty of times to Antigua. So he wanted to go home. So he wanted to go with his wife and all his kids. I was working at the time as a mentor for some students that are legally blind, so I didn't get to go. Um, well, not just legally blind, but blind as a whole. And he ended up passing while he was over there. And in him passing in the airport, when my uncles were on their way back, they just so happened to run into this producer, and they get to talking because my uncle is a DJ. So my uncles, so two of my uncles are, well, one of my uncles is a DJ, and as him doing the, he was talking. They were talking music, and he's like, "Oh, my niece sings." And like, "Oh, really?" So they just get to talking. I come up, they start talking. I get sent a beat at this point. Um, and I'm like, okay, I like this beat. I was like, I've never done anything like this before, so this will be interesting for me to try. Um, I start trying it, and at first I'm doing okay, but I'm like, it's not giving what it's supposed to give all the way because I've never done this before. So I need to phone an expert. So then my mom informs me that we have another cousin that actually was in the dance hall world and reggae world with music. So I'm like, I need to have a conversation with him because I need to know the technicals of how this is done because it's not the same as R&B. It does come with
Right.
a different set of skills to write this type of music. So I'm like, okay. So I call him and we have conversations and he's talking to me. He's showing me what to do. He's talking to me and we're writing it together because he's helping me out. And it's all coming together. And we get it mixed by a guy named Meds in Jamaica, and then we get it mastered by somebody from here in the States. Obanga is his name, and the song is completed. So then Cobweb is the producer, and Notulus is the other my cousin that was writing on it with me. So it all came together, and we were all so proud of it when we finished. Um, and then I had to wait a while because I wanted to film the video and I wanted it to be perfect and have what I needed to have. So I waited till I was back down there because I don't think was it done when we went. I don't think it was done the first time we went because we had gone earlier that year for my grandma's birthday
Okay.
and it wasn't ready yet. So I went back for carnival time and that's when we filmed the video. And I was very excited about the video then.
Right. Right. Well, one thing I do notice, you have a very good English vernacular, but I heard that Island Girl come out in Angel of Attention. Your native tongue came out. So give us a little background on how you mastered the art of speaking with a dialect
Okay,
or
so
singing, really singing with a dialect. Yeah.
yeah, so that was actually pretty funny because so I had never spoken patois before.
Hmm.
Um
Hmm.
and my grandparents, even though both of them are from the Caribbean, neither of them really spoke it, at least not around me. So I I only heard it when I went to Antigua for the most part, or if we were on the phone with family members from Antigua. So
Gotcha.
it was different. So when I called my cousin, not my cousin Nachi, he's actually um from Jamaica. So he was born in Jamaica, raised in Jamaica, and he came over here. So he speaks patois fluently and he's here. So he was like, I will help you. So he literally sent me videos on like almost like lessons like you would take in kindergarten on how to speak
Gotcha.
patois. And then we had conversations on the phone where he would make sure that I don't sound like I'm forcing it or faking it too much. Like he wanted
Right.
to make sure I actually sounded very authentic when I was saying it. So and it actually helped me because when I went over there during Carnival and and people were talking to me, I
You
was
could
actually
understand.
able to completely understand. I was
Right.
actually translating for my mom, who you would think would know more because she'd been around it more than me.
Wow. That is awesome. That's
Yeah,
phenomenal. So now you speak regular English, you picked up Patois and Braille.
just a little bit.
You're a
Yeah.
genius. You're a genius. I mean, you've accomplished so much, Shay. I mean, I can sit here and talk to you all day long about all the things that I've actually since getting to know you, and your family, and of course I was introduced to you guys. I got to mention Dre because Dre, actually, mentioned you guys to me. I reached out to your mom, and had great conversations with your mom about you, and then one day you finally said, "Yeah, I'll talk to this food," and then you and I got on a conversation, and it's been on and popping ever since. And you guys know whatever we can do to assist your situation, and you guys are doing such a great job. Anyway, even
Thank
post
you.
American Idol, it's just awesome watching your development, Shay.
Thank you.
Is there anything before and I got a couple more questions I want to ask you, but is there anything that you need to tell the audience or people that are watching about yourself or how to get in contact with Shay for booking or for your social media, just to follow you? Give me some background on that. Let us get that out the way right quick.
For sure. First, I want to say shout out to Dre, like you said. And then I also would like to say, so you guys can find me on Instagram at Shayy Winn. That's ShayyWinn. And you can also find me on Facebook at Shay the Singer. That's ShaYy the Singer. So you can reach out to me for bookings from there. You can see everything that I've done and am doing and will be doing on those platforms. So
You
make sure
also
you
you
get
left out your website.
Oh
That's where I
my
got that.
gosh,
That's why I got.
right.
Yeah, come on now, tighten up, Shay, tighten up.
So you can also find me on my website at www.shaywinn.com.
Okay. Um, three. I need three. I need your top three influencers that motivated you not to sing, not to sing, because we
Mhm.
already know Grandpa said that you were going to be on American Idol and all that. But top three influencers that
Mhm.
that helped you, I guess, mentally to push through and to keep going when you were at what I would consider one of the lowest points, or what could have been considered, let's say that, because you didn't handle it that way. You handled it like a champ. What could have been considered one of the lowest points in your life when you find out about what was going on with you as a young lady. I need three influencers that, helped you get through that or help motivate you to push through, to keep pushing.
I actually didn't have any because I wasn't on social media.
And no, not social media influence. It could be any. It could have been mom. It could be dad. It could be grandpa.
Oh,
It could
okay,
be,
okay. Oh, okay.
not
So I would say,
not like an influence or
oh,
influencer.
I
No,
mean,
no, no. I
when
don't
you
give a,
say
I don't give a
influencer,
damn
I
about no
think
social
about
media
social media
influencer.
influencer.
No, I'm talking about individuals or someone, something. It could have been a
Okay,
rock.
yeah,
Like that rock
yeah.
motivated me to keep going.
So,
What?
so I would say my mom was one
Okay.
because I had watched her go through cancer. So that was
Whoa,
one.
whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. What? Mom
Yeah,
beat
yeah,
cancer as well.
yeah,
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to sit down and talk to you. I did not know that. That's
yeah.
that's new to me. That's new to me to
What's
know
it,
that.
12,
Okay, so
12 years? 13 years? 13 years now.
oh wow, that is
Hmm.
amazing. I'm definitely gonna keep you guys in my prayers. I always do, but even more so now. That is awesome. Okay, mom, battling
My
cancer,
one.
winning the fight with cancer. Okay, that's
Uh-huh.
one.
Um, two, honestly, even though it's not a real person,
Mhm.
two, because I told you about the high school brain, that character in the character that I was playing in the play played a big
Okay,
role in it too.
got
Um,
you. Okay.
for me.
Say the name
Um,
Inuta. What it was
oh,
in
Aida.
Buta? Aida. Okay, Aida. So Aida inspired you. That was an influence. Okay, Mom,
Yes.
the play, which actually catapulted you into wanting to get out of bed and learn those lines, 13 songs and all of the line, everything. Okay. So
Oh
and
yeah, I
then
was
number
not letting
three,
that role go. I didn't
he
care.
was not letting it go.
I
I
didn't-
got you.
I said it's my first one, first lead role
Yeah,
ever. I'm
right.
doing this.
I'm doing this. Yes.
uh, three. That's a good one. Mm,
You got to think too hard about it.
I would probably even have to say grandpa, to be honest. My
Grandpa.
grandpa, 'cause he had
Okay,
gotten
we'll let
yeah,
Grandpa in there.
yeah, because he
Yeah.
had gotten shot in the hand before that.
Damn, what's going on
Was
with
his
your?
tumor before mine?
Huh?
Was his tumor before mine too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had brain surgery right before me too. Yeah.
Okay, man, your family go through some shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. God, dog.
No, for real.
Grandpa done got shot. Mom had cancer. Grandpa had brain tumor. Grandpa was a visionary. He was actually psychic because he said you was gonna be on American Idol, and
No, that was
you went
actually
through.
his. So his stepdad was the one who said I was going to be on American Idol, and
So your
his
great
dad.
grandpa.
Yeah, so my great grandfather, his stepdad said that, and his biological father, so my biological great grandfather, actually was a musician too. So he actually did sing.
Okay.
So yeah,
Wow.
the music runs in the family.
It runs in the family. Yes, indeed, man. And some serious stuff. You need to write a book, Shay. You
I
need to
do.
write it. I'm telling you, you need to write it. But you and mom need to work on a book because you have a best-selling novel on your hands about your life and the things that you've gone through and the testimony that you've gone through. And you can sit here on this platform with that beautiful smile, you know, and like there's no care or worry in the world. How do you do it?
I don't know, just know everything's gonna be okay at the end of the day. That's the
Hey,
one
I
thing I
can
told myself
appreciate
when I was
that.
going through the process.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be
Okay.
okay.
So ups and downs. What do you have to give to young aspiring artists that are
Mhm.
trying to make their way and they run into people like a Lionel Richie? What do you have to say? And I'm not dogging Lionel. I'm just saying that, he kind of went in a different direction on us there. But still, that's a part of the business. Contract ended. We go our way, you go your way.
Mhm.
How do you still push forward, and what kind of advice do you have for younger artists that may actually hit that roadblock, and as opposed to just stopping, you
Mhm.
steady push through?
So one of the things, like the biggest advice I would say as an artist, is to figure out exactly who you are,
Okay.
because and don't let anyone tell you who you are. Like you have to figure it out for yourself. So I always say the six questions, the big six. You have to answer the big six. When, where, wait, who, what, when, where, how, and why. Those are
Okay.
the big six. Once you answer those six questions, everything else will come to you like that, and you're unstoppable.
Wow.
That's the biggest thing. You answer those six questions, and you're unstoppable.
Okay. um what's coming down the pipeline? New music? Something we can look forward to? Something that you're in the lab working on right now, present day?
I got some things cooking up in the kitchen, working on
Uh-huh.
some different things. Got some songs
Right.
that are um more authentic to me, and you actually will see a more vulnerable side of me. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So is this about uh, love, R&B, broken heart, uh, things
I
along
was
those lines?
I wouldn't even necessarily like there are some like love songs in there, but I would say it
Okay,
actually more so is from me. Like one of my songs
gotcha,
is called that I'm working on is called actually Reflection. And it's just a conversation that I'm having with my own reflection in one of
gotcha.
my down moments. So I'm just, you know, showing that side of me to everyone.
Okay, that's you being vulnerable and giving that to the world.
Mhm.
So let's go back to, and this isn't really a vulnerable situation, but it is a situation. You are a young woman in the world, and like I said, I'm not seeing 17-year-old Shayy Winn anymore. I'm seeing 24-year-old grown woman Shay. So let's talk about the boo in your life, if in fact there is one, or did you what I told you? I told you that phone was gonna get to beeping and jumping, didn't I? Anyway, but is there a babuski in Shay Wynn's life? Do you have a man? The last time we talked, he was kind of like on the fence with something, or did you kick him to the curb already? What's really
So
going on with Shay?
no, there is no the only man in my life right now is my dog. His name is
Okay,
Cairo.
okay. So
That's
you didn't
that's
drop
that's
him
the
like a
only
hot
man I have
potato.
right
You didn't drop him like a
now.
bad habit, huh?
That's the only man I have right now. That's my big dog, my big boy.
Okay, okay. I got you. I ain't gonna pry. But what did he do wrong? I want to
Look,
know. The world want to know. How? Because this is Shay Win. You know what I'm saying? I know. What's going on. I mean, how could somebody lose a Shay Win? You can't tell me. You of all people can't tell me. Oh well, our professional careers. He was doing this thing. I was doing my. I don't want to hear that. What happened?
no, that's literally it. It's just
That's
in
literally it. That's literally
one,
what's
we're
going on.
young. We are both young, so both of us
Got you.
are trying to chase our dreams, and in us
Right.
trying to both chase our dreams, there's just no time. Time wasn't a
Okay.
thing.
So just didn't have the time.
Mm-mm.
Um, well, I tell you what, there's somebody out there that's gonna make time for Shay Wynn. I
Oh, thanks.
promise you. No, 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 no. I'm telling you. Sometimes people don't realize what they have until it's gone. You know. when
Mm-hmm.
it's absent from your life, and your career is already on its path. You've already surpassed so many different individuals or so many different artists that are out there trying to do it. You're doing it. You've hit one of the biggest stages. You've had over 30 million fans, views, whatever they were stating in reference to people that have heard you sing. You were on stage with Andra Day and a laundry list of other stars, A-list celebrities, because you're an A-list celebrity at this point. You're not, you know, you're not the bottom of the barrel. You're up there. And for someone not to understand the importance of what you're doing, right, with your career, with your life, and understanding what you're going through, um, that's their loss. You see? No, really,
Mm-hmm.
that's their loss. To me, it would be their loss because I would be working diligently to make sure that you had and were comfortable and everything that you needed. Hell, you need me to carry your bags, baby. You need me to, book your flight. Whatever you need, I'll be security. I'll play all the roles for Shayy Winn because that's just where you are in the
No,
whole game of the industry. And you know that. You know that.
I mean, yeah,
I,
but I wouldn't want that because everybody has their own dreams, and I'd rather them, everybody
uh-huh.
be happy and chase their own dreams, what they want out of life. Because
Okay.
what I was put here to do on this earth may not be what they might have something else that they were put here on this earth to do.
Okay. So
And
out of that big six, I want to know that one. Out of that big six, I want your why.
my
What's your why?
why,
Yes, what is your why? Don't worry
my
about
man,
that. Don't worry about that. We all good. You know what I'm saying? What is Shayy Winn's why? I don't want to know the who, the what, I want to know the why. Your
my
purpose.
why,
Uh-huh.
my why, I feel like was honestly to let people know that they weren't alone. That was literally in all reality, my whole why, even for being on American Idol, it wasn't to win. And I said that several times. You could go ask the people if you find them from the were behind the scenes during the show. They always ask, what would you do? Like, how badly do you want to win? And I was like, I really don't care to win. I was like, my biggest thing is I wanted to let someone else know that they were not alone in, or they are not alone in whatever it is they're going through. Because I mean, how many people can say that they went through what I went through in high school? I don't know. So it's just, and anything else that you're going through, you're just not alone. So that was my
Right.
biggest thing,
Okay.
and that's still
Um,
part of.
Still part of the why. Okay.
Hmm.
Did you ever encounter or touch depression as you were going along the line of what you were dealing with?
I
Any
had my
bouts
moments.
of depression?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had my moments, of course, because
Mhm.
it's a drastic life change. Literally, your whole life is changing
Yeah.
for me, in a matter of weeks. It wasn't even
Right.
like it was months or anything. It was literally a matter of weeks. And I wasn't even 17 yet. I was 16, about to turn 17, because having a birthday in November, sometimes it made that happen. So this is right before my 17th birthday. And like I said, my whole life is changing. So of course I had moments. I could recall one big moment where I had come home from the hospital, and my mom was washing my staples, and I literally like broke down, and I was like, why did this happen to me? Like, why
So
me?
yeah,
And it
so
was a
you so
big
you did
moment.
ask you did
Mhm.
ask the question, why me?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And what
For
was the
sure.
response? What was the response that you ended up having to give yourself
The
to
response
push
I
through?
get basically literally was, why not me? That was how I got my answer, was why not me?
That's
Because
powerful.
how many
That's
people
powerful.
could have handled it the way that I handled it? Which means it was given to me for a reason. And everything that fell out after that, with me then being the leader of, or being the lead role in the musical at my school. That's the first disabled lead my high school had ever seen. Um that was that was stepping stones for a lot of things that I didn't even know were places that hadn't been touched, or seeing a lot of things in people that I wouldn't have seen due to this. So my biggest answer was, why not me? Because who could have done it better?
I agree. Hey, would they say Obama dropped the mic? You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow. Now that's serious business right there. That lets me know that mentally you're the strongest person on the planet. Physically, obviously, you're the strongest person on the planet. You know,
Oh.
um, because the answer in itself just lets you know that, hey man, I'll take this burden on, and someone else can see that you can push through, you
Mm.
can make it through. Because look at me, I'm a living, walking testimony to it. That's powerful. And shit, Shay, I ain't got no more questions behind that one. I gotta go think. I gotta go think of some more stuff, man. Like that really put me there. Like, yes, this woman is it. She is her.
Thank you.
Like, wow, that's unbelievable, Shay. Man, look, I appreciate you. I appreciate your mom for putting up with me and all my nonsense, because she does, whether you realize it or not. She puts up with a bunch of nonsense. She feels all the questions and phone calls and all that stuff. And actually, whenever I call, she actually answers and responds. So with that, I have to thank her for actually allowing me to actually participate in you guys' life. And like I said, you can hold me to it. Whatever you guys need in terms of assistance or trying to get where you're trying to get, because you're doing just a great job. You guys are gotten it all together. Hopefully, the music registration and copyrights, you guys have taken heed to a lot of that and making sure that you're protecting your intellectual properties and everything. So, man, look, Shay, I want to get you back. Hopefully, we'll have all this technical stuff squared away, and I won't be coming in and out, dropping in and out. We've been talking for an hour. You do
Oh
realize
man.
that, right?
No, I didn't.
You
I didn't
know,
realize at all.
I mean, all you gotta do is look at the clock. You can't see the time. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. People gonna be like, "G, you ain't right, man. You ain't right, G." But so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. But there again, man. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Shay. Once again, all social medias, ShayYwinn, Instagram, um, ShayWinn.com. Is it ShayWinn.com or ShayWinn the
Hmm.
singer?
It's shaywin.com for my website.
ShayWinn.com, and of course Facebook is which one? ShayWinn.
Shay the singer.
Shay the singer. Shay the singer. Follow Shay Winn on all social media platforms. If you need to book Shay, DM her, get in contact with her mom. Um, don't just call her for the national anthem. She does more than the national anthem, people. You know what I mean? She is awesome, and she has a great catalog. We definitely need her booked in multiple venues leading into 2025. Do you have a tour planned out by chance? You got a Shea Wynn tour, a
I do
10 city
not.
tour, 12 city tour?
Not yet. Not yet. In the
Okay,
works. One
okay,
day, but
it's
not
in the
yet.
works. Good stuff. Good stuff. Any last words? Any last thoughts that you want to give the people before we get out of this thing?
Um,
And the next
uh,
time you
that-
come, next time you come, lemon and honey. I need to hear you sing live.
um, I got you next time. Um,
Okay.
the last thing I would say is, no matter what, just believe in yourself. Because if you don't, why would you expect anyone else to? You know?
Man, you're gonna have to stop dropping these bombshells on me, man. You just dropping like Baghdad. You just dropping them, ain't you? You know what I'm saying? Why
Yeah.
not me? You know what I'm saying? My why not me? Look, we gonna come up out of this thing, Shay. I appreciate you.
Thank
I
you.
thank you for coming on board with the interview. It's been fun. Another great episode of Industry Talk. We're here with the beautiful, the effervescent, the songbird herself, Miss Shayla Wynn.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
you for
Thank you for having
participating.
me.
And oh man, anytime, every time, all you got to do is call. You know that. You know that. You know that. And thank you, Shay, and I appreciate you. And tell mom, is mom there? Let's get mom on the camera right quick. Hey mom, there you go,
Hey,
sister. How you doing, darling?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I appreciate you. And you know I love you guys. And thank you for
Aw.
allowing Shay to come and talk to me. For look at Shay's face. Look at her. She's like, come on, hurry up. This is my stage. You know this all about me. We got to get the admin back up in there. We got to get the behind the scenes people on the scene every once in a while. Y'all,
Aw.
look at y'all, man. Y'all look beautiful together. Y'all got the same
Thank you.
smile too. It's
Oh
awesome.
gosh.
Yeah,
Everybody
see
says
what it,
that.
Everybody.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
it's true. It's true. Yes, indeed. And thank you guys, man. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Okay.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Yes,
All right.
indeed. And this is Industry Talk. And as always, beautiful people, it's about health, wealth, and wellness. Thank y'all. See you next time. You've been locked into another great episode of Primetime Pod. Major salute to our guests, and remember, ain't no time like prime time. This your main man, Big G, with Industry Talk, and remember to like, share, and subscribe to our network, Primetime Pod. And as always, beautiful people, it's about health, wealth, and wellness.